Back in the day, somebody told me that you can't really have it all. They had asked me the question, they said, Keenya, do you really think that you can have a successful relationship, a successful business, and really be successful in life? Do you really think you can have it all? And my answer was yes. And they said, no, you can't. And I was like, they don't really know who I am. Welcome back to another episode of the Keenya Kelly podcast. I am so excited to be here with you today. Hopefully that you're having a great week and that I can start off your week, which we come out every single Tuesday. And so I hope that this is a blessing to you on the podcast. On YouTube, our episodes come out every single Thursday. And so if you're here on YouTube, make sure that you like and subscribe to this channel. That way you'll always be notified anytime we have a new episode. And then make sure you guys connect in all the places. So if you're on the podcast, come to YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you listen on the podcast and then tell a friend about it. So we started the episode with asking the question, can you really have it all? And honestly, my answer is yes. It felt like I need to forgive that guy that told me I can't have it all. Because every time I think about that, I always think about him and it makes me upset. So I probably need to forgive him for that. We'll forgive him after this episode. When he said to me, I don't really think you can have it all. Here's what I feel like was happening with him. I feel like what he was saying is that if you're going to have success in one thing, then you're going to have to neglect other areas of your life. I don't really agree with that. I don't feel like you have to do that. Yes, anytime you're going to go after something, you're going to have to sacrifice something else. For example, if I am going after, let's say, losing 100 pounds. I'm not going after 100 pounds. I'm just saying, if my goal is to go after 100-pound weight loss, then I am going to have to sacrifice eating the foods that do not help me with weight loss. I'm going to have to sacrifice some sleep, some hangout time so that I can spend time in the gym. I'm probably going to have to sacrifice some of my TV time because oftentimes when we're eating TV, we're snacking or whatever. And so, yes, there's a sacrifice that goes along with that, right? But you still get to eat, right? You're still eating, you're still enjoying your food. It's just different types of foods or whatever. And so when him and I were talking about this, he was talking about how, business focused I am, how entrepreneurial I am. And he felt like that I couldn't go after my life's dreams, my life's goals. I couldn't go after being financially successful and at some point in time have a successful relationship and then maybe have kids. If he didn't have good eyes to see, he could easily say that right now in my life, because I have a successful business, because I don't have kids, because I don't have a husband, that it proves his theory right. But in my situation, that is not the case, because here's the deal. I could still have my successful business. I could still be married, and I probably could have my ex-husband's kids by now. If I had chosen to stay with a cheater, if I chose to stay with a cheater, I could have all three of those things. The only reason why I don't have a husband and kids right now specifically is because I had one and I left him because he was cheating. You know what I mean? And because I've chosen over the last 6 or 7 years to focus on healing. Because the last thing I wanted to do was to, again, have my business, meet a man, and then break this dude down to his brake pads because I'm still hurting from what happened with my ex. I chose not to go that route. I chose that I was going to focus on my healing and making sure that I healed childhood wounds, just a bunch of different things. So that way, once I do meet someone, that I could have a successful relationship. And so, but when I look at that as what does that look like if I have a successful business today and met somebody tomorrow? Well, what that looks like is, one, I have to meet somebody who is confident in who they are. They know who they are. They know they're a child of God. They know that, they have their own thing going on, and they want a woman who is, I don't want to say this negatively, but they want a woman who isn't needy, meaning that I'm already in therapy. I'm already working on my daddy issues. I'm already working with God on some different things, right? I've already worked on my credit. I'm already working on saving and retirement. I'm working on buying a house. So I'm not needy. I don't have this need for all this stuff he could give me, or whatever. But he wants someone who wants to be a compliment to him. I still want to be the quote unquote weaker sex. I still want him to be masculine and me able to come into my femininity. I don't want to run the house. I don't want to, I still want that safety of a man. You know what I mean? And if he has kids, great. If we adopt, great, or whatever. You know what I mean? So I have to have somebody who says, I want a woman that is a compliment to me, that can come in and I want to give her all of what I have, but she doesn't need all of what I have. And so I have to meet someone who is at that place. Now, not an Andrew Tate, because listen, Andrew Tate don't know. Like, I know how to swing a bat. I will beat that dude down to his brake pads. We just, you know what I'm saying? And so we don't need an Andrew Tate in our life or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But we need somebody, I need somebody who is confident, knows who they are, and all the things. When I look at that, I know people, I know women who are successful in their lives, who are successful in their health and their spirituality, and they have a man that compliments them. You can have all of those things. You just can't have it with the wrong people. I can have great friendships, right? But I can't have great friendships with people who are jealous of me or envious of me or who want what I have, if I have anything or whatever. You know what I mean? I have to be around people that are a compliment. If somebody today said to me, you can't have it all, I would say that's not true. You can have it all if you know how to balance your life. What does that mean? So I run a business and I meet people all the time that say, you work your business 9 to 5 like a job? And I'm like, yeah. Why? I have employees. And they're like, well, and I'm like, so I work, here's the time that we work and here's the time I'm available to them. So we run our business during that time. This still gives me nights, weekends, vacations, and all that type of stuff. Because if he's got a job or he has a business, he still has to run and operate those things. And then there's nights, weekends, and vacations. All of that can still happen. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, I think that people forget that we're in a different time. Back in the day, you would hear all these stories about men and women, they would marry so young and they would be together forever, where he worked and she didn't. She was at home. Both of them are amazing. Whether a woman works full time or she doesn't work, both are beautiful. But here is the thing to understand. Like, what worked in 1920 may not necessarily work in 2023. One, because of inflation, right? I think gas right now in California is about $6. I don't even eat eggs, but eggs are the price of a Mercedes Benz right about now. You know what I mean? Like, all the different things are going on, And so to live from a technical standpoint, to live like in general, you need 2 people working. And then if you have kids, then you've got to definitely have 2 people working because of daycare. Even if the wife or the man stays home, that other person has got to be making a significant amount of money in order to sustain the life that you're trying to have, with at home or whatever. But that doesn't mean you have to work 12 hours a day, 10 hours a day. No, you just choose what it is that your life looks like to balance that out. We just recently, as a company, made a decision that we're going to a 4-day work week, and we're going to start in February, but really roll it out more in March and in April. And so why do we do that? One, I want more time. I want more time for myself, more time to do the things that I want to do. And so I said, how can I have a Fridays off? The only way to have Fridays off is if my whole team has Fridays off. Why is that? Because if my whole team has Fridays off, then nobody's trying to message me on Fridays. Everybody's out doing their own thing. So I introduced it to my team and they were all like, this is awesome. So they would work longer hours, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, to still get paid what they would have got paid on Friday. But now the whole team has Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays off. And this is my way of having time, giving my team time. And then everybody gets what? More balance. I guarantee you that my staff will say that they would know what to do with Friday initially, and eventually it's gonna be like, oh, on Fridays I'm gonna go and do like whatever. It's like Friday, Saturday, they're gonna get to do a lot more things, right? Like on Fridays, that might be my date where I say I'm going on dates. I'm gonna set up dates and I'm gonna go on dates on Fridays for breakfast, lunch, dinner. That may be the day that I do Zumba at the gym, like early morning. That may be the day when I do swimming or whatever it is, but this is me saying, hey, like, you can have it all if you want to, but you've got to just choose what that looks like in your life. And you've got to choose the right people in your life that want to do that kind of life with you. If you got somebody around you telling you can't this and this, you just got to get around new people. Doesn't mean you need to dismiss everybody and like go on a social media rant. I'm cutting everybody off. It's 2023. No, it just means that you got to go, how can I get around people that actually agree that I can have it all, that I can be all, that celebrate that. Like last night when I went up for prayer, a lady was prophesying over me, and she just started prophesying that I was going to meet more people who like love the light that I carry and that are just like so happy and so joyful about like all the things that are going on and can celebrate me. But not only that they will get to know me, not the business me, but me. And like, I've been praying for that for forever, because I'm like, I meet a lot of great people, but I'm also like, but I want to be the goofy me, the Jesus me, the business me. And she was just praying for it. You know what I mean? And so that means that I'll be around even more people that may just say, go girl, we see you, go girl. Oh, you going to Europe? Let me see who I know I can set you up on a date with or whatever, right? Or text me when you get to the restaurant, text me when you get home, to make sure that I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? Because they want me to have it all. Because the truth be told, I want you to have it all. Everything that God says that you can have, I want you to have it. And that means that you got to get away from the people that say you can't have it, or that you're too much, or that you're doing too much, so you can actually get what it is that you want and what God has for you. So to answer that question one more time, can you have it all? You absolutely can. You got to find out what all means to you and figure out what that looks like for you, and then go and get it. All right. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you like this, again, make sure that you give us a 5-star review and write a review on the podcast, because I read them all and they are so encouraging to me. And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit like and subscribe on our channel. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment.